Hey everyone, my name is Ben Winterman. I am 39 and I live in Wichita, Kansas, and I am about to do a gastric procedure called Orbera. I've been researching it for a while and thinking about it for a while and sort of debating in my head with whether or not I want to do it. I finally committed to doing it and met with the doctor about a week ago. And so I thought, well, it'd be cool to hear stories from people who have had it done. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot out there that I could find. There was a handful, but they were kind of hard to follow, or it wasn't exactly the information I was looking for. I figured, why not do that and make some videos and let people know kind of what my experience is with it. Whether you're friends or family of mine and you're just curious, or you're somebody totally random, hopefully this answers some questions for you. Yeah, I'm hoping to make these videos and, I don't know, enlighten people on what it's like for a real person who's going through this, who also has a family and a job and all that kind of stuff. So I am getting the Ribera procedure, which, for those of you who don't know what it is basically it's a bariatric procedure, but it is not permanent, which is a pro and a con. So I've had some friends who have gotten the gastric bypass or the gastric sleeve done, where it, makes your stomach smaller or bypasses part of the stomach in order to lose weight. And so those are permanent procedures, and that's terrifying because it's a full-on surgery. You have to change everything you eat for the rest of your life. That's scary to me. I'm not shunning it. If I had the guts to do it and the money, I would. But I figured that this might be a good alternative to that. So the pro is this is not a permanent thing. The con is it is not a permanent thing. So what is it? And this is me talking as a total amateur, from what I understand and what I've gleaned from talking to my doctor. The Orbera procedure it's endoscopic, so they go in through your mouth, down through your throat, into your stomach. And what they do is they insert a saline balloon, where they fill it up with saline, and it takes up roughly 75% of your stomach space. So that does two things. One, you can eat less, you physically cannot eat more. And it also slows the passage of food through your stomach because it goes right smack in the middle. Whenever I talked to my doctor, she said if you were to eat an apple and with a normal stomach, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes from the time you eat the apple for it to go through your stomach. With the Orbera, it takes 2 to 3 hours for that apple to go through your stomach. So you feel fuller for longer. It goes in typically for 6 months and then comes out for 6 months. But for that whole year, you have a coach and you have a fitness plan and you have all sorts of stuff that you're supposed to follow to first make sure that everything's going well while you have it in, but then that you're maintaining it while you have it out so that you don't gain the weight back and you sort of learn a new way to sort of think about food. For me, because I'm on the higher end of the spectrum of what they allow for this procedure, I'm going to have it in for 8 months and then out for 4 months. As far as what the risks and side effects are, this is, again, all just what I understand after research. You get it in, and for the first week, they say there's a lot of discomfort, and you feel nauseous, and your stomach is very much hey, there's something foreign inside of me, and I want it out of me. And so you don't feel good. But that passes, and for that first week, you can have liquids. The second week, you can have purees, and then by week 3, you can eat normal food. One of the things the doctor told me that I didn't even think about was that you have to be very careful about what you eat, not in what it is, but in what's in it, because you only have so much space. So if you fill up on bread at a restaurant, you're super full and you got nothing else. So you have to make sure you're eating the good stuff so that you get the nutrients and the vitamins and all that good stuff. That is what I'm kind of anticipating. The biggest side effect, she said, was that heartburn is a big one, but she said that the scariest side effect is that it's possible that whenever you get this in your stomach kind of panics and just stops processing food altogether. And she said that what happens in that situation is that they give you medicine to try and get your stomach going, and if that doesn't work, worst case scenario, they take it out and you're back to normal. So in that situation, she said you literally stop processing totally. So if you take a couple sips of water, you spit it back up right away. That sounds awful. So like, I'm really hoping that is not the case for me. But again, that is what I understand about the procedure that I'm getting in a month. So it is currently May 21st, 2021. My procedure is June 15th. I am excited and nervous, more excited than nervous. Again, I'm just sort of making this video hoping to answer questions for people and let friends and family know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And then if you're, you came across this on YouTube and you're like me and you looked for videos of people talking about it, most of the videos I could find were like by the places that do the procedure. So I have a feeling they're going to have a little bit of a biased opinion on it, or from people where it's like, I kind of want to see like, how did it go throughout the process? Not just like here's how it went for me sort of a thing. I guess that I'll talk about why am I doing it. This seems like a pretty drastic measure to literally force yourself to stop eating as much instead of just not eating as much, which is like the simple solution. That would be the thing to do, right? Well, I mean, I honestly think that food is an addiction, and I feel like that it's like a lot of other addictions where it's really, really, really hard to stop. But unlike other addictions, I haven't been addicted to anything else. So I'm going to use smoking as an example here. If you've gone through quitting smoking, and I'm way off the mark on this, apologies. I'm just trying to think of how I think that food is a different sort of addiction. I imagine with smoking that not that it's easy, but the steps to stop smoking are stop going to the gas station, stop buying the cigarettes, and don't smoke them. That's the I'm not saying that it's just that easy. I'm saying that's the steps. For food, the steps are you still have to go to the grocery store. You still have to buy the food. You still have to eat it. Just stop. Just stop once you get a little bit too much. You got to know how much to eat and what to eat. Imagine, like for smokers, I want to stop smoking, but in order to live, I have to also go to the gas station, buy the cigarettes, but I can only smoke one a day. It's a lot harder than if they're sitting there on the the coffee table looking at you to say, I'm not going to have any more. I'm good. I just had the one. Whenever you have food and you see it the way that I do, it's tough to stop. And especially like in my family growing up, the way that we sort of looked at food was if there was leftovers, if like we finished dinner, everybody's eaten and there's still some left, it was who's going to kill it? That was the question. Who's going to finish it? Not let's put it in the fridge and somebody can have it for lunch tomorrow. It was who's going to finish it, and I'll finish it. I'm not super uncomfortable full yet, so I'll make myself that way so that I can finish the meal. That's kind of like what I'm dealing with as far as the food side of things, and it sucks. And it's tough because I feel like in watching like a lot of like, I don't know, shows that I like and podcasts that I like and stuff like that, a lot of people talk about losing weight and they talk about fat people and they say, just stop eating, just start moving, start working out, make an effort, have some self-discipline. And that's really hard. I wish I could, and I've tried it. About 5 years ago, I lost about 40 pounds by doing intermittent fasting, and that worked great. It was impossible to maintain it though whenever I got married and moved in with my wife, and I couldn't just say, hey, I'm not gonna have dinner tonight with you guys. It's just really hard to do that. And she's pregnant with our second kid. I'm not gonna say don't eat dinner with me, So it's tough. I've tried a bunch of different things. I've tried working out. I've tried walking. And here's the thing people don't understand. Big people, it's really hard for us to work out. It is very uncomfortable. It sucks. I know people who are like, oh man, I went for a run this morning and it felt great. I can't imagine that world. That is mind-boggling to me. To live in a world where you can do that. I literally don't get it. If I go for a brisk walk in the neighborhood, I'm like, that sucked. Everything about that sucked. My legs hurt. I'm tired. I'm out of breath. I'm sweaty. Why did I do that? That sucks. It's like, you've got a lot of body to move, and so it's hard to move that lot of body. And so I'm hoping that one of the sort of like, secondary things that happens because of this is that as I lose weight, it's easier to move and not as awful. And I can start doing, exercises. I currently weigh 321 pounds, which is the most I've ever weighed in my life. It's a lot. I'm 6'1". That puts my BMI at like 43. About 6 months ago, I weighed 300 pounds, and that's about where I was pretty average for a long time. Another reason I'm doing it is it sucks. Everything about it sucks. I'm going to share my before pictures here of me without a shirt on. And this is like awful for me. Okay? I hate this. Like whenever I go with family, close family, to a swimming pool, it's awful. You know what? This is not ideal. I always told myself that whenever I had that thing, like where my stomach was like curling over, that I would like freak out and panic and just stop, and that would be like my rock bottom. And I've been like that for about 3-4 months, and yeah, it's still hard to stop. So I want to feel better. I want to live longer, to be in my kids' lives longer. My goal is 250 pounds. I can't remember a time I weighed that much. That is a little bit more than the 20% that Orbera sort of usually gets in the return, but also I'm kind of bigger and I have the ability to lose weight, so I've done it before. So I'm hoping that I can sort of push myself a little bit more and get down to that 250 goal, which is still a pretty big dude, but with my frame and everything, I'm never going to be scrawny. That's okay. I just figured I would put this together, start sharing stuff with everybody, and like I said, I'm about a month out, about 3 weeks out from getting the procedure done, and I'll make a video when I do get it done and kind of talk about what it was like, and I'll give sort of updates on how I feel, how it's going, what my weight's like, and yeah, hopefully this is informative to those of you who know me and helpful to anyone who's looking for answers. So thanks for checking it out, and I will talk to you guys later.